Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we are completely bypassing all that theoretical AI hype. Instead, we're looking at some fantastic source material on how to stop just, playing around with AI and start actually building practical, production-ready outputs for your manufacturing operations. Look, if you work in a factory, you already know that friction is the absolute enemy. So let's look at exactly how this framework suggests eliminating it.
I want you to honestly answer this question for yourself right now. Are you using AI to actually run your factory, or are you just using it to write polite emails? It's a tough question, right? I think a lot of us kind of default to using these incredibly powerful tools as, well, basically glorified grammar checkers. But the real game changer is using them to generate actionable standard operating procedures, root cause analyses, and automated daily reports. Okay, let's dive into this and fundamentally change how we work.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering 1. AI Factory Safety Rules. 2. AI Tool Selection Guide. 3. The Professional Prompting Formula. 4. Real Factory Use Cases. And finally, 5. The 30-Day Action Plan.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, AI Factory Safety Rules.
Now, what's really fascinating about the source material is that it treats AI exactly like physical equipment. Think about it. You wouldn't let an untrained operator just jump into a massive piece of heavy factory machinery, right? Well, the exact same goes for AI. These are your strict safety protocols. First up, absolutely no sensitive data. Keep your payroll, unapproved customer contracts, and confidential pricing completely out of these tools, period. Next, you have to verify before use. AI makes mistakes, so you must meticulously check the numbers, the logic, and especially anything touching safety topics. Third, keep ownership clear. The AI might draft the doc, but a human manager always approves the final output. Also, use your proper company formats. Get those document codes in there. And finally, when you stumble onto a prompt that really works like magic, save it to a company library for everyone else to use.
Moving right along to Section 2, our AI Tool Selection Guide. This right here is how we create a real tool selection guide for AI. It brilliantly illustrates this whole choose-your-weapon philosophy. The absolute pro rule of manufacturing AI is to categorize your tools by your immediate need. Start with the tool closest to your actual work file. It's literally like picking the exact right wrench for the job. Need a fast draft? Go with ChatGPT. Is your data already sitting in Excel? Use Copilot. Need answers strictly from your own uploaded company manuals? That's NotebookLM. Writing a massive compliance policy? Claude is your go-to. And for quick web research, fire up Gemini. Let's break a few of these heavy hitters down.
First up is ChatGPT. Think of this one as your trusty daily assistant. Its primary superpower in a factory environment is rapid drafting and rewriting. So let's say you have a super dense, highly technical inventory SOP. You can literally just drop it in and ask ChatGPT to rewrite the whole thing into a simple, easy-to-understand daily training note for the new warehouse staff. Boom. It takes the complex and makes it immediately usable.
Now, NotebookLM is a huge value add to our tool selection guide, specifically because it acts as a strictly source-based workspace. It is amazing for dealing with media. Say you have a long, complicated factory town hall video. You just upload it, and NotebookLM will instantly add the subtitle or transcribe the entire audio file for you. From there, you can automatically generate summaries, training quizzes, or flashcards purely based on that transcript. It is an incredible way to turn raw meeting audio into an actual structured knowledge base.
And then, when you really need to do the heavy lifting, you turn to Claude. Claude is brilliant for those massive, complex documents we constantly deal with in manufacturing. We're talking full non-conformance reports, detailed CAPA documents, comprehensive maintenance plans. When your output needs rock-solid structure, clear logical reasoning, and polished business writing, Claude is, hands down, the superior choice.
Okay, Section 3, the Professional Prompting Formula. So the crucial takeaway here is that better input ultimately creates better output. You can't just type in a generic question and expect a masterpiece. You have to engineer a professional prompt. Here's the 6-part recipe from the sources. Number 1, assign a role. Tell the AI exactly who it should act as. 2, state the task clearly. What do you want it to make? 3, give it context. What's the factory problem you're solving? 4, provide the data. Paste in your rough notes. 5, dictate the format. Do you want a table or a checklist? And 6, set the standard. Request clear business English and a specific tone.
Let's see what that actually looks like in practice. Check out this prompt. Act as an internal control advisor for a plastic manufacturing factory. Create a simple inventory adjustment SOP for warehouse, finance, production, and QA. Include purpose, scope, responsibilities, step-by-step procedure, required evidence, approval flow, and control points. use clear business English and table format. Applying this kind of strict standard, that is quite literally the difference between getting a useless chatbot response and a ready-to-go professional deliverable.
Moving into Section 4, Real Factory Use Cases.
Case 1, Inventory Adjustment Control. The raw friction here is just total chaos, right? Your physical stock doesn't match the book stock. You've got messy evidence from count sheets, system records, unrecorded usage. It's a cross-functional nightmare. But by feeding this raw, messy data into a tool like Claude using our 6-part recipe, it transforms. Suddenly, you've got a highly structured SOP, a crystal clear approval matrix showing who signs off on what, and a standardized monthly report. You literally turn chaos into control.
Case 2 is that classic production performance report. Every single day, managers get absolutely buried in raw data dumps. Daily output, downtime reasons, defect counts. It's overwhelming. But if you combine Copilot for the raw Excel data and Claude to structure the text, you turn that friction into actual insight. The output becomes a clean executive summary, a drafted root cause analysis, and a tracked action plan with actual deadlines. It's about turning data into decision.
And finally, Section 5, the 30-day action plan.
So how do we get this off the ground? Here is the concrete 4-week rollout to move from experimental theory to actual standardized practice. Week 1, start small. Every department selects just one pilot case. Week 2, use your new tools to build those templates and drafts. Week 3 is the critical one. Managers meticulously review the output to make sure it's accurate and practical. And then Week 4, standardize those approved templates, save your best prompts, and train the team. Simple, structured, and it works.
But listen, as we wrap this explainer up, we have to talk about the accountability standard. The source material is super firm on this. There has to be management control. AI does the heavy lifting. It drafts the SOP, it analyzes the data variants, but a human manager always approves the final wording and owns the official document. AI is there to improve your work, for sure, but absolutely not to avoid responsibility.
I love this line from the source material. It's a co-pilot, not an autopilot. Really let that sink in. These tools are strictly here to assist you, not to replace factory leadership. You are forever accountable for the final result.
We've covered the safety rules, how to create your tool selection guide, the prompting formulas, and the execution plan. So I'm going to leave you with one final provocative challenge. What is the very first real factory output your department is going to build tomorrow? Seriously, don't wait. Pick a specific friction point, choose the right tool for the job, engineer a great prompt, and start building. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and keep learning.